Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Adventures with Val, and today we're going to talk about why buy an RV.
She camping, she glamping, she glamping, she flying, she's driving, she's driving, she's Adventures with Val.
In my opinion, I would say, why not buy an RV? Many people buy RVs for the freedom to travel. They have a home on wheels, and you can create new adventures. Now, I like having an RV is the importance of having my own bathroom, having a clean, friendly, safe place versus staying in a hotel. I know that my RV is clean. I know that my toilet is clean, and for the most part, germ-free. Now, I do have a dog, so when he comes in, sometimes he's going to track things that's on the ground. We get that part. But having that nice, clean little spot that I can lay my head at night and still have adventures and have a little mini vacation is important to me. But let's go ahead and get to the steps. So step one is very important. Know your budget. Let's talk about factoring in the RV prices, the taxes, the insurances, the registrations, the maintenance and storage, the campground, and the fuel costs. In my case, I had to upgrade my truck, so I had to factor in extra truck costs per month. And I know I wanted a larger RV. I already know that price is going to go up. I knew my insurance was going to go up. So those three things off the bat right now: the price of the truck, the insurance, and the price of the new RV. Oh, and the insurance price of the new RV. All that went up. So you have to know your budget. You have to know what you can afford. You have to know that. I am not by any way means a financial counselor or whatever, but I'm just telling you the steps that Val went through and that Val prepared herself to get her RV. So let's get into step two. And step two probably should have been step one. Step two is choose your RV type. Start looking at what you think you want. Go out, test drive, go rent one or the type that you think you want. Go look at RVs at different dealerships. Get on YouTube, see what everyone else is driving, see what issues everyone else is having, and go from there. So whether that is a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a class A, B, or C, or a camper van. Yeah. Know what you want. Step three is new versus used. So let's talk about the new. So with the new, you're gonna be guaranteed a warranty of some sort. Now it's gonna come at a higher price tag, but you're gonna have that warranty. And for people like me who are solo, I had a fear of not having the backup, the security of having a warranty to make sure that if something goes wrong, that I can go back to the dealership and take it in for service and make sure it was squared away. Yeah, and as I grow in this journey, I'm going to learn a lot of things about my RV and repairs and stuff like that, because eventually your warranty will go away, but you want to make sure that you get the best and the most out of your RV while you can. Let's talk about used. A used RV is going to come very budget friendly for the most part. But you also want to make sure you check that condition. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's move on to step four. So, step four, which this one probably should have been before you even start step one. That's do your research. So, doing your research, you're going to make sure that you compare floor plans. You're going to watch owner reviews. You're going to visit RV dealerships. You're going to visit RV shows. You're going to visit YouTube. You're going to visit TikToks. You're going to visit everything that you think you possibly can. Reviews on Google. Everything that you think you possibly can, do it. And that means from that piece of equipment all the way throughout the dealership, because your dealerships can make or break you from wanting to RV. And the reason why I said, because you got some good dealerships, and you got some dealerships is, you know, once you sign that paperwork, they're done with you. They are done with you. So you want to make sure that you do your research. I cannot stress that enough. Research, research, research. And I tell everybody who always tell me, well, why did you get an RV? Or why did you do this? And how did you do this? Research. Research, research, research. I'm telling you, it's out there. It's out there. But you will have to experience it for yourself to actually see what I'm talking about. But do your research, people. So step 5, let's get into inspections and test driving. Get yourself a RV inspector. You know why? The RV inspector is going to see things that we can't see. We can see cosmetic damage. We're not going to check every crevice. We're not going to get on the rooftop of some of these RVs and like, oh, this and that, and the roof is peeling here, or this and that is going on over here. I've yet to, well, I'm not going to tell that lie. When I did have my RV parked here for a couple of days, I went upstairs and I was able to look down, but that's only cosmetically. You want to get yourself, whether you're getting a new RV or whether you're getting a used RV, you want to get yourself an inspector, a certified inspector. They're going to check for roof leaks, seals, and tires. They're going to check mechanically. They're going to check inside so many things that you wouldn't even think to check if you got a good, thorough RV inspector. They're going to test water systems, appliances, all that. Also, when it comes to driving and test driving, you want to make sure that you can handle these vehicles. Now, you're not going to be able to go and tell someone, hey, I want to test drive this fifth wheel. I want to test drive this travel trailer, because that implies you hooking up. And they're not just going to let you hook up their RVs and let you just drive off or whatever, just to see if you can handle it. But the ones that are drivable, you want to do some driving. You want to see what you can handle. Me, and my experience with my fifth wheel was the day that I went to pick it up, and I had about 6 hours of driving. Yeah, at night. So it'll take some getting used to, and I tell anybody, get out there, jump on that horse and ride. Don't be afraid. Just get out there and do it. If it's something that you think you want, you can do it. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. If I can, you can. An inspector is very important, so make sure you got that. So let's talk about finance and insurance. That's step 6. RV loans versus cash. Now, for many of us, we didn't have the liberty to go out and drop $100K to $300K on an RV. I went and looked at an RV today, and it was a Super C. Not just looking, because your girl ain't ready. She ain't there yet. But just looking at a mid-size Super C made by Tiffin, it's $300,000, y'all. Very nice. Very nice. Very beautiful. Very spacious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But the maintenance costs for that, they have those big bus tires, those 18-wheeler tires or whatever. I don't know, huge tires. think about one of those alone, having to repair one of those. So yeah, so mentally and financially, your girl ain't there yet. Okay, not saying I won't be, because the goal is always to climb the mountain. But right now, I'm good where I'm at. Trust me. Search around for RV loan places. Make sure your credit is good before you even start a financial process. And when I say making sure your credit is good, make sure that you meet and beat the required credit process to go in and make a deal. Also, insurances. You want to contact your current insurance. You want to see if I bundle in an RV, do I get a better rate? You may want to go outside of your insurance and find another type of insurance. It may be cheaper to do that. Either way, you're going to be writing this stuff down, and you're going to be comparing things. You're going to get, at min, and I say anytime you do research on anything, at minimum, you're going to have three. You're going to have 3 different dealerships. You're going to have 3 different types of RVs. You're going to have 3 different types of loans. You're going to have 3 different types of insurances, and whatever else that will help you with the buying process. Because you don't want to just jump out and get the first insurance, or go with the first dealership or the first RV that you see. You may not like Alliance. You may not like Cougar. What's the other one? Not Delta, Grand Design. You may not like those. Once you get inside, you start looking, start researching, stuff like that, looking at some of the floor plans. You might not like Rear Living. I like the Rear Living. You may want your bed east to west, not north to south. Some things that you want to research. Some of those petty little things. I'm kind of petty about certain things. You want to make sure that, hey, or you want to see if a smaller camper or will best fit your needs. You may want to get bigger. You may want to go smaller, but you want to make sure that you are doing your due diligence for yourself. Negotiating and closing. So let's talk about negotiations. Now, you may have a family member that can get you a discount. They may offer a military discount. You want to check with your dealerships. You want to ask these questions. Hey, do you guys give a certain discounts? You want to see if you can negotiate prices. If the price is at $67,000, you might want to see if you can get it down to $60,000. I mean, that's far fetched, but it's doable. It's doable because anything with a price tag can't come down, and a lot of times the RV is already marked up anyway. They're already ready for a wiggle room. Once you got your final price and it's negotiated, get everything in writing. Once you get it in writing, you want to verify title, warranty, service records, or whatever else that's within your control. You're going to need that the VIN number so you can contact your insurance, so they can give you a good deal, a good rate. Now, I will tell you this: do not ever be afraid to walk away from a deal. And because that deal may not be what's good for you. It may not be the right fit for your finances. With the way the economy is today, people are losing their jobs or are finding out left and right that, hey, my company is not going to be here anymore, or X, Y, and Z, or whatever your means of financing. Make sure that you're able to pay for your RV within your budgets. A lot of times we see, we won't, and our eyes are bigger than our pockets. always say, and people will say, well, don't be afraid, do this, do this. Well, guess what? Sometimes you have to be afraid in order to make the right decisions. If you don't feel right about certain vehicles, whether it's used or whether it's new, don't buy it. It's your pockets. It's you who are financing or paying for it, or coming out of pocket for whatever recreational vehicle that you are buying. So let's talk about step 8. So step 8 is the pre-delivery and walkthrough. You are going to make sure that you get out your pen and pad or your phone and you record every bit of that walkthrough. You are going to have some questions that are already documented, that's in your phone. Okay, so how do I do this? How many tanks do I have? How many gallons? Okay, on average, if I go out for 5 days, and the persons that's doing the orientation and walkthrough, they should be knowledgeable on certain things. If I go out for 5 days and we are not doing number 2 in the toilet, about how much can I put in my black tank? Ask questions about the heater systems. Ask questions about the water, the city water, all those things that you see on the back. When I was doing that last video, ask questions about all that stuff. If it's something that they're going through, if you got your phone, because when I first got my travel trailer, I had to go back through my phone. It's like, how do I do this? I go back through my phone. I also went on YouTube. YouTube is a good tool to find out some things that you need to know. But while you're there, before you leave that dealership, because once you leave that dealership, they may or may not pick up the phone for you. Trust me. I know. I am waiting on something right now, and I hate to put them out there like that. But I've been waiting for since April to get a certain tool that I don't have in my possession right now. But that's neither here nor there. Not gonna throw them under the bus, but they're gonna get it resolved. I know they are. Well, let's just get back on subject. So, like I said, learn how everything works. Ask lots of questions. And if you can do test drives or do the test drives, but also test the hookups before leaving. And that is your water, that is your sewer, that is your lights. Now, some dealerships aren't going to have privy to all that right there on site where your orientation is. Because when I got my orientation, the light, the electrical hookup was there. The sewer wasn't. I had to provide my own sewer hose. But that's something, that's a learn experience. You're gonna learn how to do that. And the water wasn't there. There was a little bit of water in the I forgot what it's called, when they winterized it, the pink stuff that comes out. So I knew the faucets, I knew those were working. However, what I didn't realize, upon me leaving, my sink had a leak where I guess the pipes wasn't tight, or I guess they wasn't working properly. So I had a leak under my kitchen sink. So I had to take it back and drive 2 hours away from my home and take it back and to get it repaired. You guys saw that video too. I think that about wraps up everything as far as the steps, or the main steps to getting an RV. At this point in time, I can just say you're ready for your journey. And this is my opinion. This is Adventures with Val's opinion. This is no one else's financial opinion but my own. I'm gonna say happy journeying, God bless, good luck, and safe and fun travels, and be ready to roll. So until next time, keep on trucking to your next campsite or your next outdoor adventure.